you're a man who loves aviators and you're looking for our top picks, you couldn't be in the more perfect place. Stick around. Hello and welcome. I'm Eyeglass Tyler. Today I'm going to be going over our top 5 aviator sunglasses handpicked by our expert opticians who know what they're talking about when it comes to aviators and what men are asking for. What you want to look for, obviously size is going to be important, but aviator style. I don't know if you're aware of this, but aviator doesn't just mean one particular style like that teardrop style. There are other styles, as you can tell. These are mostly teardrop. We really just have that one. But anyway, there are other elements that we're going to be talking about as well. One thing that is cool, all of these guys are prescription ready. So if you do need prescription, don't worry, we got you covered. If at the end of this you're ready to order, don't forget about old SportRx. Definitely don't forget about our See Better guarantee, because with that, you're never stuck with something that you don't like or that doesn't work for you. I might do a perfect job of explaining what to expect out of these frames and telling you how they're going to fit, and then you put them on and they're just not right for you. That's fine. You have as long as 45 days with them, even if you get them in prescription, and we'll take care of you no matter what that means on our end. So you can shop risk-free. All right, well, let's talk about these frames. Let's start it off with the Randolph Engineering Aviator. One of my absolute favorite aviators, probably not one that you think of in the forefront of your mind when you think aviator, but actually the People's Choice winner of the Rexy's 2020. So definitely a notable consideration if you're looking for aviators. Randolph Engineering is a classic American company, and they have been making aviators for a very long time. One of the first things I think that I notice when I pick up this frame is just substance. It feels substantial. It is a solid frame. It is well built. It is simple. It is not the classic typical pilot teardrop aviator shape design. It is more of a squared lens shape, which I personally prefer. I think it suits my face better. So if you have found that you feel a little odd in that traditional pilot teardrop shape aviator, then check this out. Really, really good style. Available in a few different colors. Their classic is that 23 karat gold. I'm showing it here in the black. But one of the things that I think makes this most iconic is the temples. This bayonet temple design is very uncommon. As you'll see, it's not in any of the other styles on this table. A fairly unique temple design that is out there. And I think kind of one that speaks more to antiquity and not as commonly used, which is why it's harder to find. But the bayonet design, what that means is it's this straight back temple design, which actually holds on to the side of the head rather than wrapping and hooking behind the ears. So a really cool design detail that also has a functionality that a lot of people tend to prefer. Really great style. And like I said, I really love it. When it comes to sizing, this has an SFW of 136 millimeters, which lands you at a medium to large fit. Next up, Ray-Ban. We can't talk aviators without talking Ray-Ban. And instead of going with the traditional 30-25, which we definitely could have done, it's a great Ray-Ban aviator, went with the RB4125 CATS 5000. I love me a good nylon aviator. It is that traditional pilot teardrop style, but it is all plastic. It is a really cool kind of throwback, retro, classic feel to it that is a little less common. So if you love that teardrop shape, but you don't want to go with that just simple style of the 30-25, the 41-25 is awesome. So like I mentioned, fully plastic. You still have that double bridge design, but it is in a part of the mold. So it's all one piece as opposed to what you get with metal frames where it's soldered or welded. I think they're all just soldered. I actually don't know the difference. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. The temples are traditional straight back design. They don't have the wire core, so it is adjustable, but not as easily adjustable. So keep that in mind. Really straightforward, classic style. It is available with glass lenses in the non-prescription version. In prescription, it is only available in the traditional prescription lens materials. You're going to shop to our opticians for questions about that. When it comes to sizing, this has an SFW of 137 millimeters, which lands you at a pretty solid large fit. Hey, if you're liking this content, but maybe you have additional questions about aviators, or perhaps you have prescription needs, well, be sure to reach out to one of our very friendly opticians because they're eagerly awaiting your call. And for even more aviator frame reviews, unboxings, prescription aviator content, you can check out our videos and our blogs. We'll put a link in the description below. Next up, we have a Costa, the Costa Cook. This is a biggin, another really good quality, really well-built design, a very large lens. It does have that more traditional teardrop design, but it gives you a little more lens real estate, I would say. This is really a big lens. So that is one thing to note about this, first and foremost. In the nose bridge area, it's a little more rounded. It doesn't cut as harshly as your traditional teardrop design does, like what you might be thinking, like, well, probably what the last one is probably the best representation of that classic. It's a little bit more rounded, so you get a little bit more lens real estate, a little bit more lens to look through, as it were. It does not have any spring hinges, but you don't need it because of the corrosion-free titanium frame material. You can tell it's titanium because of how crazy flexible it is, and it still holds its shape. So yes, available in prescription, but also prescription in the 580 lens tech, which is amazing. If you know Costa, I'm certain you know of their lens tech. It's incredible, and you can get it in prescription. Thank goodness. When it comes to sizing, the SFW is 141 millimeters, which lands you at a large to extra large fit. Next up, we have a Smith. This is the Smith Layback. And as I grab all of these frames and I'm handling them, it is something that I can't avoid thinking about. They feel substantial. So if you're looking for an aviator design that when you hold it, you just feel like, yeah, this is a solid frame. All of these are going to be great options. This is yet again one of your more traditional aviator designs. And I mean, when I'm looking at it and holding it, it's such a big lens. Again, just like the Cook, very, very large lens, a huge amount of lens real estate. Silicone nose pads. You do have adjustable temples. There is an acetate temple tip. If you know Smith and you love Smith, then you know ChromaPop. And these have ChromaPop. You can get them in ChromaPop in prescription and non-prescription. I say that with a little bit of a sigh because right now, the prescription option is off the table. It is not something I think that'll disappear forever. I think we're just in a weird phase, but do keep that in mind depending on when you're watching this video. ChromaPop should be available in prescription. Right now, unfortunately, it is not. When it comes to sizing, this has an SFW of 142 millimeters, which lands you at a pretty solid extra large fit. And last but not least, we have another Ray-Ban. Of course, this is the RB3029. It is the Outdoorsman 2. I really like this style. It is the closest you're going to get to that 3025 traditional Ray-Ban Wayfarer, but it has a little more finesse, a little more panache, I think I should say, to it, especially because it has really a triple bridge, which is pretty cool. And you have this little detailed design right here on that triple bridge that I think is, again, kind of a cool throwback to just an older time. It is something that is a little more, I want to avoid saying vintagey, but I guess it kind of is. It's a classic look. Kind of a vintage design that I think works really well, and I'm a big fan of it. I think it looks cool. It is, again, all of the other things that you would expect out of Ray-Ban aviators. It has a thinner temple, really thin metal, really all the way throughout, so relatively lightweight. The weight all depends on the lenses that are installed. Right now, I'm holding the pair with glass lenses, which glass is always going to be heavier. There's benefits to glass. There are downsides to glass. If you are a prescription wearer, it's not available in glass anyway, so you can ignore all of this. But if you are interested in glass, just keep in mind that it is a little heavier and it can break, it can shatter if you were to accidentally drop them. Kapooey, there's nothing you can do about it. I said kapooey. Obviously adjustable nose pads, adjustable temples, good straightforward, but still a little something extra aviator we have here. The SFW on this guy is 143 millimeters, which lands you at a solid extra large fit. And that wraps it up for our top picks in aviators for men. Remember, pick what you like best. I think when it comes to aviator, fit is super important, yes, but it really boils down to style. I don't think there's a huge amount of function. I didn't really talk about function. There could be an element of function Like for pilots, obviously really deep because you want to have a lens that lets you see through the bottom of it and you're not looking under the lens when you're looking at all the instrumentation and everything. But really and truly, for the average person's use, it boils down to style, aesthetics, what you like on your face and what looks good on your face. And I think now you should be pretty well equipped to pick out a good pair. If you are liking any of these styles, stick around for a moment longer. We'll have an easy to click shop now button for you. And again, if you're ready to order, don't forget about that See Better guarantee, because I really think it gives you a ton of peace of mind. And if peace of mind is your thing, our opticians are going to be peak peace of mind, and they will help you get it right the first time. So always reach out to us, use us as a resource, because we love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this was interesting or valuable information. If so, give us a like, you guys. Throw us a like. And if you're looking to shop now, easy to click shop now button. Check these frames out. And if you're looking for good content that's fun, check out this guy right here, because I think you should check out our social media outlets because it's fun stuff. It's good content. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. Check it out.